Do you remember being 30? I do, just. Makeup back then for a lot of us was about looking flawless and irresistible. Or like me, if you were busy being a working mum at that age, it was mostly not looking like a zombie so I could go to work without scaring anyone. That's if I had the time and energy to even bother. Although I did bother when I was going out, but perhaps not when I was rushing off to work. But now for us women who are moving into or who are already in our 50s, it's a different ballgame. Yes, of course, we might want to still feel irresistible and we might want to look flawless. But mostly it's about looking alive, radiant and feeling confident. I know this because my lovely audience and also my friends tell me all the time that they want to look fresh and radiant without pretending that they are 30 again. And although many of them would like their makeup to help them look a bit younger, it's not for many of them the main driving force. And what about me? Well, I'm not ashamed to say that I want both. I want to look fresh and radiant and alive, but also, if I can, just a tad bit younger than I actually am. Best of both worlds, I guess, which many of you might feel the same about. So this video is basically a power era reset. So if you're over 50, or maybe if you're not, but you still want to learn, then listen in. Hello, I'm Julie and welcome to Still Sassy, or welcome back if you've been here before. This is where beauty, confidence and self-belief collide to help women over 50 feel unstoppable. So let's be bold. Makeup over 50 is about creating a presence. It's about radiance and health and showing up as the woman that you are today. Confident and vibrant. Or maybe you're working your way to feeling confident and vibrant. That's what I'm here to do, help you along that path. Are we ever the finished article? Well, I for one hope not, because I'm looking very much forward to many more years of evolving as I age. Anyway, today I'm sharing the new makeup mindset every woman over 50 needs to hear, because the old rules were never meant for us. Now, before I go on, I have to do the thing that all creators have to do, and that's to say, if you're liking what you hear in this video so far, then please drop down into the buttons below and feel free to subscribe to this channel and to like the video. It's really helpful. Thanks. So the first rule of this new era is that makeup should enhance, not hide. Do you remember when we were younger, makeup was often about a transformation, or trying to look different, in other words. I certainly remember the blue lipstick that made me look very much like Morticia from the Addams Family. And I also remember the blue mascara that went along with it. Actually, I still really like blue mascara, I have to say. We had the bright yellow eyeshadows, the gold tipped mascaras. Oh, it was all going on. But it was all about our identity and finding a place in our world. Now, as you get into your 50s and beyond, for many women, it's about just enhancing what you've got. Hopefully you've learned to love who you are. If you don't, stick around on this channel because we'll be doing quite a bit of talking about that. But hopefully you feel okay about yourself, and what you want from your makeup is to look enhanced, to look healthy and glowy. You want to be you, but with a little bit of an enhancement. Our major goal isn't to erase all the lines or to hide our age. It's to bring life and dimension back to the skin. We want to look like ourselves, but fresher. Enhancing, not disguising. Now, I have to say here though that I am a big believer, and if you've watched this channel before you will know this, in that everybody should do what they like, with the way they dress, the way they wear their hair, the way they do their makeup. If you want to dig out that blue lipstick from way back when, then do it. Or if you want to try gold eyeliner, do that. I love my gold eyeliner. I'm not wearing it today, but I do love it. Enhancing doesn't mean hiding or not experimenting, because I love a good experiment. Talking about mascara, I've got coloured mascara on today. It's this Maybelline Sky High Sensational in the shade Plum Highlight. And I'm really enjoying it. So what's going to work for women over 50 now is to choose products that work for us, not against us. So for instance, matte flat skin can make us look old, make our skin look drier and dull. Now, in my Morticia days, I would have got away with a really nice matte foundation, caked on, and it would have looked great. Can't do that anymore. Now we're looking for dewy and soft, something that's going to enhance our skin rather than hide it. You can achieve this by using the right skincare for you, and by right I don't mean expensive. There's lots and lots of skincare out there that doesn't cost a fortune and has massive benefits for mature skin. So there is no need to skip that step. And then choosing the correct makeup, for instance, a hydrating, glowy foundation and hydrating concealer. We don't want to put any dryness into our skin. However, don't make the mistake of thinking that what I'm saying is that you can only wear light coverage makeup now, foundation. That's not true anymore, maybe in the dim and distant past, but technology in makeup, including foundation, has moved on so much that you can now choose something that is going to give you good coverage but without having to use too much product, so you don't get that cakey mask. And many foundations can be built up from very light coverage to full coverage, and as long as you know how to use it properly, which we've talked about a lot on this channel, then you're going to be tickety-boo with that. I've brought a couple along to share with you. This is the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a stick. This offers an undetectable coverage, either medium or full if that's what you want, without having to use a lot of product. But obviously you can use it very lightly as well, and it still looks beautiful. It's one of my favourites, and it's waterproof. So if you're going out in the rain, if you live in the UK, we're now in winter, so you will be, then it's a pretty good bet. And then this one is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. Now this can be built up to full coverage, and I was quite shocked when I first tried it that it does look quite full when you're putting it on, but because of the texture and the formulation, again, it doesn't look cakey once it's on, and you can build this one up to as much as you want depending on what look you're going for. I do realise I've chosen two quite expensive foundations there, but you can get them in budget foundations too. And then there are things like this, which is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation, which is beautiful and it's not a lot of money. And this is very hydrating and very soft, but you can build it up if you need that bit more coverage. That one is not going to break the bank. So it's about choosing the right products and not following the old rules. Being more modern in your way of thinking towards makeup. And you can still look naturally gorgeous. And then I want to chat about how strategic placement beats more product. I don't know about you, but again, when I think back to my younger years, I did used to put quite a lot of makeup on. I didn't think about it then, it just went on and it looked fab and that's it. But now I have to think a little bit more about where I'm putting my product, not just how much I'm using. A touch of brightness in the right place looks much more flattering than layers of coverage built up. A subtle cream highlighter across the top of your cheeks, for instance. Or you can go less subtle if you like. Again, play around and see what suits you best. I do sometimes go a bit full beam robot, but that's fine. And remember, it is makeup, so if you look in the mirror when you've done, you put your highlighter on and it does look like you're about to launch your face into space, you can take a little bit of it off. You can just get a clean brush or a little bit of tissue and just wipe the top layer off. So it's never lost. Just experiment. With blusher, as you get older, the higher the better. Sometimes it needs to feel uncomfortably high to give yourself that lifted look. And that's much better than putting your blusher where you would normally put it in the olden days and putting more on. So less, if that's the way you want to go, but placed in the right area. It's always going to be a winner. I want you to be thinking the whole time you're putting your makeup on that a face that looks alive is the goal. And I cover this a lot on this channel. There's plenty of videos about how to apply foundation and things, so just have a look back through the list of videos and see what takes your fancy. Makeup definitely shouldn't smother the skin. Skin that looks alive and lit from within is the look that we're after. It's so flattering for women over 50. Don't think as your face is a blank canvas that needs to be smothered in the thickest of makeup that you could actually stick wallpaper to the wall with. We may have got away with that many years ago, but that's probably not going to work for you today. But experiment. Makeup is about experimenting. I would urge you to do that. So when we stop thinking about makeup as being used to rewind the clock and start using it to our benefit, then people start to notice. This is our power era, and your makeup should reflect that. So I've given you a few tips there as to how to achieve this radiant look. If you've got any questions, then please ask them below in the comments. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. And if you're ready for more beauty without the pressure, then you are in the right place. Don't feel like you need to look like a teenager anymore. Hit the subscribe button below and get notified whenever I upload another video, because I'm speaking to women over 50, not people who are 15. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.